Hello again, and welcome to PaintersBlock. I'm your host, Anthony Ryden, and I'm going to show you today how to paint some rusty, glowing weapons with the power of nurgle invested into it. And I'm going to show you on this weapon over here, kind of how I did this other weapon that you see over here. And I'm going to show you how to do the rusty part on this chainmail, because I kind of already did it on the other weapon. I got a little carried away. So I'm going to show you, I use air metallic to get that metal appearance first, and then I go in with a dark tone afterwards. I didn't want to waste your time with that. It's very easy, and with that airbrush metallic, it takes one coat and you're done. Really nice, and I suggest I'll put a link in the description below. So first I'm going to grab some Doombull Brown, and then I'm going to grab I use the number 1 brush, but you can use whatever brush you want. As you can see, this one's a nice thick brush. It has a really sturdy tip so that you can kind of just do whatever you want with it. And here you're just going to put this wherever you want. I want to separate this from the armor, since the armor is nice and bright right there. I wanted to put the rust kind of like around those edges just to separate it from that shiny steel, giving that pop for that glowy armor. Then we're going to use the AK Intense Orange. This is a nice series. AK is a fun little guy. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below as well. And you just go over and you kind of put this all over the places that you put the Doombull Brown, but try not to cover it all. But, this is where you can be a little bit creative with yourself and see what you like. I kind of covered quite a bit of it because I really like how it pops, and I'm going to go in with some Dirtydown rust afterwards anyways, so it's going to get a little bit darker. So after that's all dried, you're going to grab your Dirtydown rust. And now applying these different shades of browns and oranges is nice when you're putting the Dirtydown rust on top, because then you're going to get some cooler, darker shades in the recesses. And especially with this chainmail, because it has little recesses anyways, you get some really cool tones in there. Now with Dirtydown, it is alcohol based, I believe, or whatever it is, it's flammable. Be very careful, and it will take a while to dry. So once you've applied it, just be careful, leave it alone, or just don't touch it again for a while on that model. Now we're going to grab some Hexwraith Flame from Citadel, and this is what I use just to kind of line out whatever I want to put OSL on, or line up whatever on like metallic surfaces that I'm going to start putting this glow effect on. So this is where everything you want the green glow to be in, you're going to shade this all lightly. You don't have to worry about it. This is just creating a diagram for us so that while we're painting, it's easier on our eyes to figure out what we're going to do, and easier on our brains in case it's early morning and we need some coffee. By the way, Happy New Year, guys, and thank you so much for tagging along and checking this out, and I hope we can bring you more good content coming up. I'm going to be at the Las Vegas Open in January 26th and the 29th. In the Night Joust and the AOS doubles. If you want to come visit, I would love to meet you guys. And I might have a little gift for you guys as well if you do meet me. For my first subscriber that sees me, I'm going to give them a little gift. Anyway, so here we go. I'm just going around, and like I said earlier, I'm using that Hexwraith Flame to kind of just diagram what I'm going to put a glow on. And this is just a nice dull green that kind of just fades in with whatever color. So if you wanted to be really fast and you wanted to get this done, that's all you'd have to do for the OSL, as long as you had a nice base. If you had nice highlights, skin tone, whatever, you could finish it right there. It looks kind of nice already, and it's not as accented. I play around with some other tones in this video, but you can go with however you want. This is one easy way to do it. Now I have about 10 of these guys I have to paint before the tournament, and I have the 2 lords on the flies. One is the Lord of Affliction, and one is just a Pugsboil Blight Lord. And these guys are really cool. They're basically these guys riding on top of flies. And in one of my next videos, after I do the Cosmic Base for my Titan for the Titan Joust, I'm going to be showing you how to use some chameleon flakes and do some color shifting to just pop and make these flies look a little bit more like they have those insect shells that actually reflect. And I actually have a really fun one from Thailand on Thai personally, so I just have a reference that I'll show you in the video when I go over it, what insect I'm looking at and what we're going for, and it's going to be really fun. We've got some underglow. It's going to be a really cool experience. I hope you're there for that. Please, leave a like and maybe hit that subscription bell, so just in case you want to see that. It'll be probably coming up in the next week or 2 because the tournament's going to be coming up really soon. Now, Now, with all this practice that I've been kind of building up through these last videos with OSL, as you can see, I'm still building in my skill. I'm not quite there, but I'm been getting a lot better over the last couple of weeks thanks to you guys and a lot of videos you guys have told me to go watch. It's a very fun process, but I've kind of figured that when you're doing OSL, it's almost like you're not going to get it done the first day, not the second day. You're probably going to just keep looking at it from week to week and notice little things that you could change here and there, and little tidbits of what might help. Like this time I figured out how I could use these warm tones of flesh and use this green glow to kind of neutralize that flesh. So later on I use the Flayed one flesh, which is like a neutral flesh tone, to kind of ease in the flesh into these green highlights that we have, because they are a bit strong. But that you'll see that later on in the video. Anyways, now that we have that hex wraith all done, we're going to move on into the AK Intense Green. I like all these AK colors. They're really easy to blend with. So whenever I'm doing these glow effects or anything that's supposed to be shiny, I'm starting to shift into using these AK Intense colors as a primary base color. So now that we've had that hex wraith give us the whole diagram where we're going to build in, we're going to push this AK Intense Green up until that hex wraith flame that we've had and start building into our glowing weapon, especially now that the rust is all dried wherever weapon you've had. So you can kind of use that OSL time just to let that rust, the Dirtydown rust, dry. And there you go, you kind of get it all until the tip, and try to leave as much of the tip alone as you can, but don't worry if you don't. The cool thing about doing these glowing rusty weapons is that they don't need to be perfect, they don't need to be clean and sheen. We need to just find little parts here and there to make it look sharp, glowing, and nice, but we also want it to look dirty, and this is where we're going to try to find a middle ground. So here you have both sides all done, and once you've gotten that done, you're going to grab your AK Intense Yellow. Now this is a great yellow. Normally I'd go in with the Moot Green before this, but with such a small surface, I'm going to go in with the AK Intense Yellow, build in a layering with this, and then move in with the Moot Green later to just shift in the yellow with the green Intense Green that we just did, kind of blurring out the middle line that we've created with this yellow and that green. Although there isn't much of a middle line, it's actually quite nice how, like I said earlier, AK Intense colors really do blend well together, so you don't need to do it as much as I'm probably making it seem like you do. But I really like how Moot Green really pops and makes things look a little bit more neon. I'm going for that kind of neon glowy weapon look. So here you can see I'm just going to do it real quick on the other side, real fast. I don't want to waste your time. You're just grabbing all the tips, avoiding all the rust as much as you can. But like I said earlier, don't have to worry about it too much. And there you go. Looks pretty good already. It's already got that nice little lime glow. But now we're going to grab, like I said, that Moot Green. We're going to grab we're going to go over the lines between the Intense Green and the Intense Yellow that we just did and blur those lines together with this Moot Green. It's going to give us this really nice faded appearance and make it look a little bit more neon than it was previously. Now, I want to practice again later on when I'm not doing so much nurgle for the tournament. I'm going to do some more glowing weapons of other kinds, some reds, purples, blues. Maybe leave in the comments below what you would like to see next, like to get some experience on. We're gonna all work together and learn together, and I really like how much you guys have taught me, and I hope I can help teach you guys as well. Yeah, I'd love to help you guys, and if you don't want to see green constantly, I'd love to throw in some other stuff. I'm hoping the Chameleon Flakes on that Lord of Affliction and the Pug's Boil Blight Lord will be fun for you guys. We're going to use some deep blues, some deep green color shifters, and we're going to really make this insect look a little bit different than most other ones that you've seen on the field, I hope. But we're still going to keep this same aesthetic, so it's going to really stick together. Like, we're gonna have this neon armor look on our Blight Kings and our Lord of Affliction, and then they're gonna be riding on these color shifting these flies that look like they've come out of like your house fly, those ones that buzz in your ear and they're shifting green and light, or those stink bugs. If you've ever seen those, they have the really shiny green shells. Those are pretty cool. So here we're grabbing the Moon Dust. This is a nice Army Painter paint. It's basically a very pale yellow. And I've had a little bit of trouble trying to make my own pale yellow, and at this point I've given up on it. So I'm going to just grab this Army Painter pale yellow. It's really nice. I've found that it's the brightest and the easiest to work with. I don't have a lot of AK intense colors other than just like the primaries. So I haven't tried another hue from there, but I would like to build up on that set myself. If there's a paint set that you prefer for highlights, colors, etc., please leave in the comments below. I'd love to try them out. I've been trying to get a few more here and there and put them into these videos, get a little practice, and show you guys what they look like. And so here you can see like the AK intense colors, a little bit of Citadel, a little bit of Army Painter. But what do you want to see next in these videos? What would you like to check out? I've heard about Cuttlefish. There's the green stuff paint line that's out. I would love to check out these new paints and give you a review if you'd like, or if you just like to see them on my models. Please leave in the comments below what you'd like to see, and I'd like to work with you guys on trying to figure out how to make our experiences better and just help each other break our painter's block this season, especially in this new year coming up. I'm really hoping, crossing my fingers, I know we say this every year since 2020, but I'm really hoping this is the year we're finally all out of our rut. Now, we're going to grab some titanium white, just like Bob Ross would like. And we're just going to grab the tips. You don't even have to hit every single tip. We're going to avoid all the rusty bits, but I'm just going to build into this moon dust yellow that we've already built into the pale yellow, so that we can make it look extra hot on these edges. So it looks like if it touches you, it's going to corrode you with whatever this is made of. Nurgle is just going to touch you and bless you with all of his wonderful poxes. And here you have two wonderful dual weapon Blight King ready to just infect the world. And we got one more step. It's for the OSL, and this is the little step that I said earlier, the Flayed 1 flesh. Now this is a very nice neutral kind of flesh, especially when it dries out. It turns very much neutral, especially on top of the green that we just laid out, because green neutralizes reds and warm colors. So you can kind of use that color wheel information right there. If you ever want to use something red, you can use greens or blues to cool it down, or like oranges, reds, use the greens and blues. I'd recommend looking at color wheel. You can Google it and you don't have to buy one, and that'll help you kind of learn how to neutralize certain spectrums, and you can plan this out in your painting process ahead of time. That way I knew that if I wanted to use a green color, I want to accent how good and bright that green is, I want to use something reddish on the other spectrum, something over there. So like this infected red skin tone that we are going to make a video of coming up soon. This video just got way too long. I need to split it into two, so the next video will be covering the skin tone. I already have the model almost set up for it. But thank you so much for all that patience and just sticking around with me. Like I said, I have 10 of these Blight Kings for you guys to look through, and 2 of these Lords of Afflictions and Pug's Blood Blight Lords. So we're going to have a lot of fun getting nurgly up in here this January, and I hope you enjoy our Nurgle festive new year to this 2023 that I'm hoping is a much better time. And by the way, I just hope you all had a happy new year, a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. I'm just hoping you had a good time and that no one had to deal with any bad problems this year. Really trying to spread some goodwill. We've had too much hate in the world, and I believe we need to see some positivity even while we're playing this game of Age of Sigmar, or if we play 40k. I think we can be happy and nice with each other while we're playing, and I hope we're all like that, and I think you guys are, because of how much you guys have helped me. And if you've liked this video and you've learned something, please leave a like. Follow us here on YouTube and Instagram at PaintersBlock _ Insta, and maybe hit that notification bell. You can see stuff like this. I post every day about something I'm painting. This is one of the other guys, my banner men. So anyways, I hope you had a great time, and I hope we helped you break your painter's block.